Welcome to What a Creep, the show with Margo Donahue and Sonia Mansfield, talking about creeps from the past to the present.
This is your quick guide to the biggest creeps, jerks, assholes, and losers, the best of the worst.
From two nice ladies who want the world to be a little less creepy.
Welcome back to What a Creep. This is Margo Donahue, and my cohort in creepitude, as always, is the amazing Sonia Mansfield. Hey, Sonia.
Hello, my friend.
Hello, my friend. It is coming up to Super Bowl weekend here in the States. Are we even allowed to say Super Bowl, or will the NFL come after us for using the word Super Bowl, which is trademarked, is it not?
Good point. We are recording this before let's replace super with something else. Best football extravaganza.
I was going with the Watch What Crappens guy say, and they just call it sports ball. Any sport?
Sports ball.
It's sports ball
Sports
weekend.
ball.
Football. Try to guess those references on your own, you guys. Anyway, we're feeling extra silly today. We're doing a quartet of creeps. So if this is your first time listening, this is a little bit different. Normally,
Yes.
Sonia and I take turns. We'll pick a creep and the other one picks a non-creep. This week, when we do one of these episodes, we do shorter versions of creepitude. So we'll have four different creeps, NFL creeps, on the show today. If we have time, we'll do a non-creep. We didn't really invest that much into it. Sometimes these goes a little bit long. But I think we're going to have a level of creepitude. So we're going to start not so bad, then go to shitty, but then we're going to end it really nice. Just to prepare you guys for that. Yes, just to prepare you for that. Trigger warnings, sexual assault, murder, general assholery.
Yes.
Things like that.
Poor sportsmanship.
Being a douche.
Mispronouncing names and not knowing shit about football.
We do have a basic Facebook page. I guess I should tell you now. We don't really use it all that often. It's a place people go to complain about our language. We do use salty language in this program. So if that's something you're against, try another show.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
We have a private Facebook group. You do have to answer a few questions before you join the group. It is the nicest group on Facebook.
Fact.
We really love our listeners and our followers there. And once again, it's 3 simple questions and you can hang out there. But we're also on Twitter and Instagram at What a Creep. Twitter, it's actually at CreepPod because somebody had What a Creep for 10 years and never used it.
Creep.
Instagram, it's What a Creep Podcast. And we do have an old-timey email, whatacreeppodcast@gmail.com. I just sent out a bunch of stickers from people who requested it. It's also a place you could send us your suggestions for creeps or non-creeps. We really love it when you send us suggestions for those. It's super helpful. And Sonia, do you want to talk about the website?
Yes, you can go to whatacreeppodcast.com and it's everything you ever wanted to know, but we're afraid to ask about our podcast. And it has a link to our merch shop. And we have our logo. You can put it on whatever you want, your tote bags and your t-shirts or whatever. And I did upload a new design for Damn It Max. Damn It Max. My mug arrived the other day. It is perfect. It's real cute. I think it's really cute.
It's adorable.
And it doesn't, everybody drink. Damn It Max.
That's Sonia's dog if you're new to this.
Yes. And he likes to bark every once in a while. He also really he hates creeps. He's very passionate. He thinks they're rough. He thinks they're rough.
We also have a Patreon page if you want to support the show that way. The first 3 seasons are on Patreon right now. We also have bonus episodes that go out twice a month. We're going to do a Galentine's Day special just for our Patreon listeners. So go to Patreon. We also put out a newsletter once a month there. I also want to give a shout out really quickly to people who left us 5-star reviews in iTunes. Lady Con, who's actually a friend of mine. We're in a writer's group together and she's awesome. And you will convince no one. Those 2 people left us 5-star reviews.
Y'all have the best names.
You do. Wherever you get your podcasts, please review, subscribe. We really appreciate that.
Yes.
Seriously, if you want some stickers just to show your love for the show, we are happy to drop them in the mail for you. We know money's tight, we're all
or tell people about the show.
Yep.
That's a great way to help us out. Like, tell your friends.
Tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
We're going to start with the golden boy,
Mm-hmm.
Tom Brady. Sonia, you're going to lead this discussion.
Yes, I am. So here we go. Tom Brady. He was a quarterback in the NFL for 22 seasons. That is crazy long. That is crazy. Just FYI. He spent his first 20 seasons with the New England Patriots. Boo. He did boo. And then his final 2 seasons, he was on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. LOL. Brady holds nearly every major quarterback record, passing yards, completions, touchdown passes. This probably means a lot to you people. To me, it's just a bunch of words. Games started. He's never had a losing season. He leads the NFL in like quarterback wins and regular season wins and playoff wins and Super Bowl MVPs and all the things. He is also the oldest player to be named Super Bowl MVP and to win a Super Bowl. He was a starting quarterback at age 43.
Jesus.
That's crazy to me. And the oldest NFL MVP at age 40. He was also voted one of the most punchable faces by me. And he is a cheating creep. So sources for Tom Brady, ESPN, Forbes, SB Nation, Sports Illustrated, and of course, our good friends at Wikipedia. Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. was born August 3rd, 1977 in San Mateo, California.
Yes, he was. Bay Area boy.
Right. Yeah, right next door to me. While growing up, Brady attended San Francisco 49er games. That's back when they used to play at Candlestick. And he would watch Joe Montana, who was obviously his hero. And he was a lot of people's heroes back in the day. Joe Montana was the shit. He's like the biggest star here in the Bay Area. In high school, Brady excelled in both football and baseball. He entered the Major League Baseball draft in 1995, and he was actually picked up by the Montreal Expos when that was a team. But he instead decided to go to the University of Michigan and play football.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That was news to me. In 2000, he was chosen 6th in the 6th round of the NFL draft by the Patriots, and that's where he played for 20 years. And it's pretty rare. Like a lot of players don't stay at teams that long. So that's something. In 2000, I already said that. Okay. While Brady is certainly responsible for a lot of the Patriots' success, and let's be honest, when the Patriots lose, we all win, right? Like only people like Patriots people are very obnoxious fans. I'll just say that. They're not I don't care about football. And even I'm like, I don't like the Patriots. Because it's boring. It's boring when the same teams win all the time. Whatever. That's not why he's a creep. But he's linked to 2 of the NFL's like biggest cheating scandals. The first one is called Spygate. And Spygate, so in 2007, the Patriots were found to be illegally videotaping the Jets coaches' signals. So if you go back a couple of seasons, you might remember that we did an episode on the Houston Astros who were doing the same thing. Patriots were doing it too. They got caught. There was an NFL investigation, and the Patriots organization and the coach, Bill Belichick, I believe is how he got hit with fines, and they had to forfeit their first draft pick. Big deal. But instead of like really investigating it, like how far it went back, the NFL president, that's Roger Goodell, who I'm sure we're going to do like a whole episode on at some point. He just ordered members of the staff to like destroy the tapes and the evidence and all that. But Sports Illustrated did some digging, and it turned out that Spygate goes all the way back as far as 2000 when Brady joined the team.
Ooh.
And the timing of Brady's rise to success on that team in relation to the videotaping is it's just a little too much of a coincidence. It turns out that other NFL teams do not trust the Patriots at all. They commonly clear out trash cans when they're staying in hotels in New England because the Patriots go through the trash. This is the thing that people do, apparently. They also said that sometimes they run fake plays when doing walkthroughs at the stadium because the Patriots are spying on them. Other teams have found other places to practice so that the Patriots can't watch them. Several teams have complained that their headsets malfunction when they're playing at the Patriots stadium. And former Colts head coach Tommy Dungy, that's a name apparently, Dungy, confirmed rumors that in 2010, Peyton Manning was so worried that the Patriots had bugged the locker room that he only discussed game plans in the hallway. That's bananas. And if you think Tom Brady probably wasn't involved in that, then you're very naive. He is the leader, the coach.
Right.
And Tom Brady are the leaders of that team. And he 100% knew.
He's not only a huge star in football, but he's married to a supermodel. And he's very, very famous.
Yes.
And with that comes power.
Exactly. He's got his own lifestyle brand and all this stuff. So he 100% is involved. I will be taking no questions. Okay. So the other one is Deflategate. It's probably a little bit more well known. So during the 2014 AFC Championship game against the Indiana Colts, Tom Brady had footballs deflated. And it's and you're like, what's the big fucking deal? Who cares? Who cares? Well, it turns out when you remove air from the footballs, it makes it easier to grip, to throw, to catch.
Right.
It gives them an edge. So at halftime during this game, NFL officials were inspecting the footballs. I originally wrote in here, inspected the balls, which then made me giggle because I'm a fucking child. 5 of the 11 footballs measured were deflated. There's an official thing. They're measured at a full 2 pounds below the claimed original inflation target. And I was translation, they were deflated.
Yeah.
They were deflated. That's all you need to know. The coach and Brady, of course, denied any wrongdoing. And the NFL commissioned an investigation. And they got this lawyer named Ted Wells to do a big investigation. And it was for 4 months. It's so crazy. By the way, they won that game and went on to the Super Bowl and they won.
Yeah, it was all decided. Yeah.
Yeah, it was decided. Meanwhile, there's this investigation too. It didn't change. They still went on and won. It didn't matter. Anyway, he concluded, and I put these as quotes because I'll tell you why. It says, it was concluded that it was, quote, more probable than not that Brady had been at least genuinely aware that the Patriots footballs used in the AFC Championship game held this year had been deflated to air pressure levels below what the league allowed. Way to take a fucking stand, Ted Wells. You fucking wishy-washy bastard. He might have been vaguely aware that the footballs were maybe deflated. Fuck you, Ted. Anyway, he issued this report, and there's also in the report these 2 equipment assistants had a text chain going back and forth, and it was all about inflating and deflating balls. I'm sorry, I'm a child. Needles, about gifts they got from Tom Brady, and Tom Brady was a constant reference point in these text messages. They referred to him as the deflator, quote unquote, in these text messages, and they went back as far as May 2014. The investigators asked for Tom Brady's cell phone, and because he's totally innocent, he destroyed his cell phone before he met with investigators. Yeah.
Oh my
Don't
God.
be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Giselle just beat it with whatever stilettos or something.
It's who knows? It's totally what an innocent person does, by the way.
Right.
Goodall deemed the Patriots and Brady guilty of conduct detrimental to the integrity of and public confidence in the game of football.
LOL.
LOL. Apparently, that's the league's highest crime, FYI. And they punished him, I'm going to put this in quotes, by suspending him for 4 games. But Tom Brady's super rich and very famous, and he hired lawyers. He appealed that suspension. It went all the way to the U.S. federal court, and it was overturned.
Wow.
So,
He's
yeah.
powerful.
He's super powerful. Here's a couple of other rando notes about Tom